All right, quick question. Have you ever looked at a Python code and thought it's complicated? Don't worry. In the next 10 minutes, I will show you Python is the very simplest language that you can start with. And it's a beginner friendly. Even though you are not coded before, you can start with Python. And the best part is Python almost reads like a English. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to receive such Python helpful topics. Okay, let's stop talking and start coding. First topic, variables. Think of a variable as a label on a box. Let me create two variables, that is fruit equal to apple and price equal to 50. And here, whenever I say print fruit, the Python knows it's apple. Let me show you by writing a print statement here. It has printed apple. And one important thing here is Python is case sensitive. That is, whenever I try to write name is equal to wow and capitalized M equal to, these two are different variables because the case is different. Here it says small letter and it is capital letter. So be consistent when you are using the variables. Next topic is data types. In simple terms, it's like a different boxes holding different kinds of data. Let me create three variables. And the best part here is Python figure this out for you. Unlike other programming languages, you don't need to declare the data types. And if you are curious to verify it, let me show you with an example. That is print of type of age. It should return an integer. It has printed int. One of the common mistake beginners do in data type is mixing data. For an instance, in this code, we are trying to combine or concatenate string with integer, but Python don't mix text and numbers. And it will throw an error. Let me run it. If you could see, it has printed type error because Python cannot concatenate string with the integer. So, okay, the solution for this is typecast this particular integer to string of 25. And let's print it. Now it has printed age is 25 without throwing any error. So basically, anytime Python complains, it's usually protecting you, not insulting you. Let me do some basic math operations in Python. And there are two more cases, that is print a star star b, which I wanted to cover. This is nothing but it's a power, and whereas single star means multiplication. One more thing, there is a floor division in Python which will give the integer value. For better case, I will change it to 10, so it will be easy for you to understand. Now run it. If you could look at the output, this is the addition, 10 plus 5 equal to 13, subtraction, multiplication, and this is division. So here we are used only one slash. That's why it has written float value 3.3.33, and then the power. So it will give the 10th power of 3. And then the last one, float division. It will give the integer value. Whereas here it has written float, and this one just gives 3. So be mindful when you are using the double slash or single slash. And one important thing I wanted to cover along with this integer values, if I try to multiply a string with 10, so it will not throw any error, but it will write a 10 times. This is the output. As written a 10 times. Next topic, decision tree. Now let's talk about giving your code a brain. Up until now, your code just runs from top to bottom, just like a grocery list. But with decisions, that is if or else, your programs can actually stop, look at a situation, and choose which path to take. It's almost like plain English. You set a condition, and if that condition is met or true, Python runs the code inside that block. If not, skip and write over to else part. Let me go to the example. In this one, we have declared a variable with value rainy. If this condition is true, if weather equal to rainy, it prints take an umbrella. Else, it will say wear your sunglass. Let's run this code. Okay, it printed take an umbrella. because we declared weather equal to rainy here. Next topic, loops. Let's start with the part 1, that is for loop. It's a automated task. Imagine you are a gym coach and you want your athlete to do 3 laps. Instead of shouting, run a lap 3 separate times, you just say, run 3 laps. That's exactly what a for loop does in Python. Instead of typing print over and over, you just tell Python, for every term in this range of 3, do this action. For example, in this code, I have written for I in range of 3, print hello, comma I. I is nothing but the instance of this particular 3. Let me run it. It has printed hello 0, hello 1, and hello 2. Don't panic. In the computer world, we almost always start counting from 0 instead of 1. So think of it like building a ground floor, which is 0, and the next floor is 1. You still get the 3 floors total. The next part is while loop, which is nothing but the until logic. Sometimes you don't know exactly how many times you need to do something. You just know you want to keep going while a certain condition is true. Think of it like eating dinner. You keep taking bites while you are still hungry. As soon as you are full, the condition changes and you stop. So let's take with this particular example, that is while loop. Here we have added a count, that is the counter is less than or equal to 3. And if it is yes, then it will enter into this particular loop and prints the number. And then in the next line, it will increment that particular count with 1. And again, it will go back to the step 1, that is inside the loop. It will again do a check. If it is still less than 3 or equal to 3, it will print the number and it will increment the count. And the moment the count hits 4, the while rule is broken and Python stop immediately. It's like a security guard at a gate checking your ID before letting you through the every single time. Let me show you by running this particular code. So it has printed 1, 2, and 3. Next topic is functions, which is nothing but build once and use forever secret. How to build your machine? For that, you have to use def, def. When you see the word def in Python, think of it as a define. You are defining or building your machine. In this example, our machine is called grid. It has a little slot called name where you can drop in different pieces of information. This is the definition phase. If you run just this part, nothing happens. Let me run it. See, it has not printed anything over here. To actually make the machine work, you call it by its name and give it something to process. For example, here I am passing greet Ravi and then greet Rashika. When you say greet Ravi, Python looks at your machine, sees the instruction and prints hey Ravi. Next topic is user input. It's basically turning your script into a conversation. With user inputs, your code becomes a two-way conversation. When I run this code, Python waits till I add some name here. For example, Ram. And one important thing is Python will not go ahead until I provide some name and press enter button. So now it has printed welcome Ram. And one important rule is this particular input always receives a string value. Okay, let me add a type, print a type of it so that it will be easier for you to understand. I provided a value 5 here. If you could look at it, it has mentioned class string. So this is the key point. It would be asked in your upcoming interviews. Please make a note of it. Next topic, error handling. Your program's safety net. Imagine you're running a small cafe. You ask a customer, how many cookies would you like? We're expecting them to say 2 or 5. Instead, they playfully allocate you and say, potato. In coding world, we call this as a crash. But professional programmers use error handling to stay calm and carry on. The TreeX combination takes care of this. In Python, we use two-part system to handle these potato moments. For example, in this given code, I'm trying to expect an integer value. Input, enter a number, and then this particular number will be added with 10. If you receive integer value, it will not throw any error. It will just print the value. Whereas, if any other than integer value has been provided here, it will raise an exception. And to give the user or developer a proper information, we are providing a customized messages. That was not a number, so that it's easier for developer to debug it. Let me run this code. Now I have provided 5, so it has given 15. And now we'll test the edge case scenario, that is providing string value. It has printed that was not a number, which is an exception. This try block, usually we are trying to expect the number to be integer. But in some cases, user might provide the different values. It's uncontrollable. So in that case, it's better to use the exceptions so that we'll come to know what kind of exception has been raised. So in this 10 minutes, we have covered most of the common basic things in Python. That is from variable to exception handling. Don't worry about being perfect or memorizing every tiny concepts we have covered so far. The secret to become pro is basically consistent. So every day, spend some time writing code in Python so that you will get hands-on on it. Follow for such Python concepts and subscribe to my channel.